Hey, my friends. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Show podcast, coming at you from the Neighborhood Loan Studio here in St. Louis, Missouri. Today's episode is Sauna Time. All right, let's get into it. All right, so one of the favorite things that I like to do in this last few months, I have gotten way into going to the sauna at my local health club. I'm a huge fan of it. I sauna. Do you use it as a verb? I sauna 5 times a week. Or I take a sauna 5 times a week? Is it, Taylor, is it take a sauna or is it that I sauna 5 times a week? You've never heard of it as a verb form? I went into, you know what? We're going to go with what Taylor says. We're going to go with I went into the sauna. So I went into the sauna, and it's something that now I have to change that and say, I go into the sauna 5 days a week. We've literally spent the first minute of this podcast trying to get our grammar correct. That's okay. That's what it's all about. Here's what's fun, though. Our sauna is hot at our local gym, and I don't even know what the temperature gets to, but I know that 20 minutes is about my max right now. Every now and again, I push beyond that. I go 25. There are a couple other guys that are in there, and they'll do like 10 minutes and then take 5 minutes and then come back, do another 10, take 5, come back, do another 10. So they'll do like 30 minutes total sauna time. I think that works, sauna time. But here's what I have noticed is some days I'm in there alone, and it's great because that's my time to think and to pray and to just meditate a little bit and kind of be alone with my thoughts. But there are days it's almost impossible to breathe inside there because it's so hot in there. And if you've ever sat in a sauna for very long, you know that about 7 minutes in, 8 minutes in, it kicks in, 10 minutes. And for those of you watching the video version, you can imagine how much I have to windshield wiper my own scalp on this. I've got to like constantly wiping the dome. Okay. But about 12 to 13 minutes in, my heart rate increases just a little bit and it starts going up a little bit and my internal metabolism starts kicking in. I even saw this thing where one of the benefits of a sauna is it staves off infection because your body kind of emulates a fever, and so it fights off any germs. So if you're not doing saunas, I'm going to tell you right now, you should add saunaing. Sure, let's do another verb form of that word. You should add a sauna practice to your routine. All right, so... But here's what I've noticed. When I am in there alone, the time actually goes a little slower. There's a clock right outside the glass door that you can look through and you can see and go, all right, it's only been 13 minutes. I got 7 more to go. Okay. And then there's other times that you go, oh my God, how much longer is 18 minutes going to be, right? But what's fascinating is when there's other guys in there, and you've all heard me talk about being an introvert. I talked about it last week during the Thanksgiving episode, Gratitude in Relationships. You've heard me say I don't really like talking to people. However, when other guys are in there, sometimes I engage in the conversation or sometimes 2 other guys will be talking. By the way, we're all wearing swimsuits. Nobody's doing a Roman bathhouse sort of thing here. But what happens is when other people are in there, we start conversation and we start laughing and we start joking. And yes, occasionally you'll have a newbie come in and go, oh God, it's hot. But most of us are talking about our day. We're talking about our life. We're talking about a movie we've seen. We start laughing or we start maybe talking football. It's just, we talk about various things. And the more engaging the conversation, the faster the 20 minutes goes. Typically, when people are in there with me, I actually begin to be able to push past 20, and I'll say 22, 23, 24. I went 27 minutes about 2 weeks ago because we were enjoying the conversation so much. And I left there thinking, this is so fascinating because when I'm alone, in solitude, when I'm in isolation, my mind starts playing games. It elongates in the time and things like that. But here's another thing that fascinated me. These are people who do not sit there and commiserate with me about the heat. We don't do that. We talk about so many other things. We don't sit there and go commiserate about oh my God, it's so hot. Oh, how much longer you got, brother? We don't do any of that, right? We talk about other things, and then I started thinking, well, we're not there commiserating. And then I began to think of the word commiserate is actually co-misery. We're in co-misery together. But actually what happens there in that room when we're laughing and playing and we're talking about other areas of our life and we're lifting each other up, we're actually in community, which is common union or co-common union, right? Co-unity. So I'm doing a little wordplay here on you today because I want you to think, who are the people in your life that you regularly just commiserate with, right? These are the people where you're like, man, work this and the other shoe is going to drop and there's another day, another dollar. We're doing the thing where every time we have a conversation with them, it's commiserating about our life. It's commiserating about what's going wrong. It's co-misery about how bad we have it. Let me ask you, are those fulfilling relationships? Are they people that you're like, man, I can't wait to hang out with them because they always make me feel better about myself? Or is it just, no, we're both members of the piss and moan about everything club? Versus those relationships that lift you up. Again, friendships of virtue, right? From last week's Thanksgiving episode, friendships of virtue. Those relationships that lift you up. That is common unity, co-unity, community. And may I challenge you to think that maybe you need to find a community that lifts you up rather than one that does co-misery with you, because co-misery will keep you on the trigger belief behavior cycle that you've been in for way too long, versus those who lift you up and put you on a trajectory of becoming a better version of yourself. So the question I have before you is, these people over here, they're your champions. The community people, the common unity people, the elevation people, your champions. They're the ones who are saying, come on, you can go a little more, you can sweat it out, because life comes at you with all of its heat. Life makes you sweat, right? That's what life does. Life puts the heat on you. It puts the pressure on you. And you can either have a group of people who you commiserate with or who you commune with toward another level. And I'd like to challenge you that there are champions in your life. So I'm going to have you do your positive play call card today. And again, if you haven't downloaded this yet, I still don't know what you're waiting for. Why are you even doing it? I'm looking right at you, camera 2. Camera 2, don't wait for another minute. Go to DallasDailyShow.com, download the positive play cards, and on today's card, right, I want you to ask the question, who are the champions in my community? Now, you could put a little dash there. I put underlines for those of you who can see, who are the champions in my community, because I want to know who they are. I want to know who the people are that I want in my sphere. Jim Rohn says you become like the 5 people you hang out with the most. Guess what? I want them to all be champions. I want them to be people who are elevating my game and not keeping me locked in the co-misery cycles of triggers, beliefs, and behaviors of the old me. I want people challenging me to be a better version, and I challenge you to find those same people. That's all I got for you, my friends. When life comes at you with all of its heat, when you're in the sauna, you have 2 choices. Who will you choose to be with? The ones who you commiserate, or the ones with who you get on a trajectory of growth in community? That's all I got for you, my friends. Knocked the microphone. Don't tell Taylor. That's all I got for you today, my friends. Go to the website, DallasDailyShow.com. Grab the resources you need to. I'm going to flip that at you, and I'm going to say go out there and have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.